Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
New York Times Business. November 23, 1914 America New York. Order blocking New York Times coverage of Project Veritas stays in place. A New York trial judge said he needed more time to deliberate on an order that the newspaper argued violates the First Amendment.
Forex Live. November 23, 1912 America New York. Goldman Sachs on Biden's oil reserve release, worth less than $2 per BBL. Goldman Sachs says the U.S.-led oil reserves release, a drop in the ocean. Goldman Sachs obviously underwhelmed with the announcement Tuesday U.S. time. Everyone was, but underwhelming was expected. Forex Live. November 23, 1907 America New York. NZ to allow full vaccinated New Zealanders and Australians entry from January 16. New Zealand coronavirus news. Fully vaccinated New Zealanders and other travelers from Australia can enter NZ from January 16, 2022. Fully vaccinated New Zealanders and other travelers from all other countries can enter NZ without quarantine from February 13.
BBC News Business. November 23, 1905 America New York. COVID and Brexit shrink Christmas markets. The UK's annual European Christmas markets will have fewer stalls and traders due to Brexit and the pandemic. BBC News Business. November 23, 1904 America New York. Parcel firms, failing to deliver on performance. Hermes at bottom of a Citizens Advice League table, but most major firms had satisfaction problems. BBC News Business. November 23, 1904 America New York. COVID debt cycle linked to mental health issues, says charity. People being treated for mental health difficulties must be directed to financial support, campaigners say. BBC News Business. November 23, 1902 America New York. Universal credit boost for workers takes effect. Workers will get 8p more of any extra £1 earned, but some say claimants will be no better off.
Forex Live. November 23, 1901 America New York. Singapore Q3 GDP plus 7.1% Y versus plus 6.5% expected. Singapore economic growth in the third quarter of 2021, plus 1.3% Q. The Ministry of Trade and Industry, MTI, a Singaporean MTI official says there is a risk that ongoing supply chain disruptions could push up global inflationary pressures.
Daily FX Market News. November 23, 1900 America New York. AUD, USD weakness moderates above key levels as Wall Street rotation continues. The Australian dollar was largely unchanged versus the greenback overnight as Wall Street rotated out of tech stocks. The RBNZ rate decision and commentary from RBA Assistant Governor Bullock R.O.
New York Times Business. November 23, 1851 America New York. Peter Buck, co-founder of the Subway sandwich chain, dies at 90. The $1,000 loan he gave to a friend's son was used to start a single sandwich shop. That shop grew into the world's biggest fast food chain.
Forex Live. November 23, 1849 America New York. Over 70 Japanese firms set to launch a digital currency as early as 2022. The new digital currency will be backed by bank deposits. The firms involved include MUFG Bank, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corp., and Mizuho Bank, as well as Japan Post Bank and the Nippon Telegraph and AMP Telephone Group. Forex Live. November 23, 1825 America New York. In case you missed it, the second largest U.S. cinema chain to begin accepting payment in crypto. Will be accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge and many more. Regal is a movie house with over 500 locations, across 42 states and AMP. DC customers can pay for movie tickets, food and AMP beverages in crypto via Flexa Payments app. Forex Live. November 23, 1802 America New York. In case you missed it, India is looking to ban most private cryptocurrencies. Reports doing the rounds overnight on a bill to be presented in India's parliament the session ahead. That is via Reuters report. Bitcoin doesn't seem to have been dented too much by this.
New York Times Business. November 23, 1800 America New York. CVS, Walgreens and Walmart fueled opioid crisis, jury finds. This is the first jury verdict in an opioid case. The decision embraced a key legal argument that judges in other opioid cases had recently rejected. plaintiffs argued that pharmaceutical companies had abetted or deliberately ignored the oversupply of opioids and their subsequent diversion, jeopardizing public health and safety.
Daily FX Market News. November 23, 1800 American New York, Swiss franc technical analysis, EUR, CHF, GBP, CHF, AUD, CHF. Multiple Swiss franc crosses are at key technical junctions. These are the setups for EUR, CHF, GBP, CHF, AUD, CHF.
Forex Live. November 23, 1748 America New York. China Financial Press reports analysts believe PPI has likely peaked due to fall in coal prices. China Securities Journal citing analyst assessments. The PPI hit its highest ever in the history of the data series in the most recent release.
BBC News Business. November 23, 1738 America New York. Apple sues Israeli spyware firm NSO Group. Apple is the latest in a string of firms and governments to go after the hacking tool firm.
Forex Live. November 23, 1737 America New York. EU Sefcovic says post-Brexit talks will, probably, drag into next year. Brexit has been an excellent job creation scheme for jabbering bureaucrats on both sides of the channel. With the info. Politico. Forex Live. November 23, 1726 America New York. Goldman Sachs on Powell's nomination. Rate hike in July 2022 on continuity in policy. Goldman Sachs on Powell's nomination as continuing Federal Reserve System chair. It's not a long note, and the relevant part for policy implications is, bolding mine. Forex Live. November 23, 1712 America New York. The new head of Germany's Bundesbank will be chosen this week. If you are missing the speculation about who will be the new Fed chair now that Powell has got the nod, never fear. Germany's Bundesbank needs a new president. Jens Weidmann steps down on December 31. His replacement is expected to be announced by the end of this week.
Daily FX Market News. November 23, 1700 American New York. Mexican peso weakens amid Turkish lira meltdown and AMP. Rising U.S. yields, USD, MXN source. The Mexican peso weakens against the U.S. dollar as the plunge in the Turkish lira weighs on sentiment, while rising U.S. yields aggravate the sell-off.